Hey, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's fall preview for 2016. We're going to break down all the fall shows coming up right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's fall TV preview. A lot of TVs in there. TV,
A lot of
fall
TVs.
preview.
There's a lot of TV to talk about.
I'm Joe Braswell. I'm back. Some AFTERBUZZ folks may remember me from Blacklist and about 15 other shows here. But I'm joined by two lovely ladies. I'm joined by the lovely Allie Washington. Hi, Allie.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. It's great to be back.
It's great to be here too. And I'm also joined by the lovely Julia Cearley.
Hello, you two.
My partner in crime on a lot of things.
In life in general.
In life in general.
We get into.
Yes. On camera and off camera as well. So we have a lot to talk about. We did this a couple years ago. Okay. We talked with AFTERBUZZ here, and I think we did it actually. So we did this a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Did a fall preview. We didn't do it last year. They brought it back. I think it's necessary. This is the thing. Like I mentioned before, I'm older. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with the TV Guide fall preview issue. Like whenever time that would come, I would like it was thick. It was thick as hell. Go through. I'm
Give you everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the stuff. So I remember, all the shows that didn't make it and did make it. And,
Yeah.
My friend Jeremy Chipman, shout out to Jeremy Chipman, has a stack of all those fall previews.
Keep some collection.
Oh, really?
He collects them. He has them that are his, but he also went back and got some of those. He has them from like the 60s.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a collection.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Of all TV.
Nerd.
Nerd.
But lots to get excited about. I mean, I think the thing that we could talk about now is the sheer volume of shows. There's so many effing shows.
It's out of control, man.
But it's a good out of control.
It's a good out of control
Yeah,
for sure. There's a lot of
yeah.
variety, a lot of different genres out there. But, when I was just sort of scrolling through, I was like, well, this is a never-ending list.
Yeah.
This is an impossible feat to figure out what's happening
Yeah,
right now.
we even talked about like the trend of like how many networks are actually on the same wave of like their selection of these pilots that are now going to be our new shows to kind of choose from. A lot of people are on the comedy wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's like no more dramas. We're like, where the hell did the dramas go? Nobody likes drama anymore. Everyone wants to laugh. That's cool too, though.
yeah, well, it's funny because they've had, I mean, I think last count, there are 455 scripted shows in production currently.
Whoa.
That's a lot. Like 455, they're actually like scripted shows. That's not counting non-scripted and reality and everything else.
Wow.
So, and a large portion of those were dramas. Drama was in vogue. It was coming back, our dramas, and now you see a lot of people going back to the 3-camera sitcom and also the single-camera sitcom, and people want to laugh.
Yeah.
We also see things that kind of in between, like Atlanta, which is funny and it's a little dramatic and it's funny, or Louie, or even my FX show that I love, You're the Worst, which is comedy but also deals with some very, very dramatic themes as well.
It
So
has some hard stuff too.
yeah. And then you got like the show that's a drama but it's funny as hell. Your show Empire.
Yes.
That like I laugh out loud every episode.
Brazzy, yes.
And then
I love Empire.
and there are no jokes.
Oh, no jokes. Cookie is coming for your life. Lucius
Cookie.
is trying to kill you.
Yeah.
It's great. Empire was one of the biggest returning shows for Fox,
Yep.
which I was super excited about. Season 3 is what it's coming back with, along with, let's see here, Scream Queens with Keke Palmer.
Yeah.
She did really good in that, surprisingly.
awesome.
I haven't seen her in a real role, and I think that was my biggest thing. So this was kind of like her breakout kind of thing.
Yeah.
She did really good. And then Rosewood.
Yeah. Rosewood. Now
Yeah.
I wanna
With the fine Morris.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Forget you, Morris Chestnut. I'm so sick of
Bradley, you're coming really close.
Nah.
Joe, come on. You're close.
What'd you say?
You're coming real close to Morris now,
You
honey.
hear that, Morris? It's about time. It's about time. Someone recognized me for my greatness. We're the same age too.
Yes, well, there you go.
I think we are. Anyway,
There you
well, let's talk about some returning shows first, because that's a good place to start. I know some of those Fox shows we mentioned on Fox, Scream Queens, Rosewood, and Empire. Empire's juggernaut, not going anywhere. I just want to ask you a couple quick questions on Empire specifically.
Okay.
Does that have any signs of slowing down? Because I remember, like, I felt season 2, like that first premiere episode of season 2, I was like, I don't know, this is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
And then it got good again.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen. So what do you think? Can they sustain this thing?
I think that they can. And the reason I feel that way is because they're pulling in a lot of star power. And I think that's the key to this show, period. It's almost like creating a new element to keep people watching. And so when it starts slow like that, it's like, oh, no worries. We're going to throw Mary J. Blige in there. Comedy's going to be there too. Oh, and Oprah.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of like elements that are still like, dang. I got to keep watching.
Songs, right?
And of course, the music.
Music's
and
good.
that does numbers on Apple Music, by the way.
Yeah. I bought, when Empire first dropped, I actually bought all the
first
songs. The first album. But I didn't do the rest. But like,
But yeah, no signs of slowing down. And then, of course, the cliffhanger with season 2. Oh my gosh. You don't know who died? I'm telling you, on the 21st,
soap
I'm
opera.
like, waiting. Who was it?
Yeah.
Was it Anika? Was it Rhonda?
It's standard. It's Dallas. It's Knots Landing. It's standard soap opera and nighttime soap stuff. But it's really good. I mean, I'm not, we can talk about Empire all day, but I want to jump back. But what shows are you watching right now that you're looking forward to coming back to?
Well, the one that I'm really looking forward to, a little embarrassing, but there's a lot of fans out there.
Uh-oh.
It's not necessarily a
The
returning
Blacklist.
show. Oh God, yes,
Right.
the Blacklist,
Right.
Yes, the Blacklist. We will be here. We'll be here talking about it, breaking it down. Good old Lizzie Keene, she's coming back with a vengeance. Thought she was dead.
Yeah.
Apparently not. But Gilmore Girls. So it's not necessarily a returning show because it's been off the air for 8 years, but there is a whole reboot that is coming about on Netflix. It's coming in 4 seasons. They're calling it Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life. So
Wait,
it's
4 seasons or 4?
Or 4 episodes.
Oh, it's
sorry.
only 4. I thought it was 8. It's
No,
only
it's
4.
4 episodes, 4 90-minute episodes,
they're
but
90
each
90 minutes.
episode is a different season. So you have fall, summer, spring, winter. So we'll return to Stars Hollow, and there was a lot of disappointment in the way that the show ended. Because Amy Sherman Palladino, who is the writer creator, she left the show, and she always said that she knew how the show would end with 4 words, and we never got those.
Right.
And the last season, season 5, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel the same. So I'm really excited that she and Daniel Palladino are coming back. They have full control, and they get to sort of finish the story the way it was meant to be finished. It's picking up in real time, so 8 years has lapsed. I'm interested to see how they're going to deal with the death of Richard Gilmore, who was played by Ed Herman, who died.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry. But,
In case you didn't know.
That's not a spoiler. He died in real life. So, it'll be interesting because he was a really integral part of that show. So it'll be interesting how they deal with that.
The Gilmore patriarch.
Yeah, so the fans are rabid and they're super
Well, yeah, and how they have it
excited.
set up with the fall, summer, spring.
Yeah.
I like that. That's dope.
And
Yeah,
they're rolling it all
innovative.
out at the same time, so you can just super
Watch it on
binge
3.
watch 3 hours, which I will be doing because I love me the Gilmore Girls.
All right, well, cool. And one last Gilmore Girl question. I don't know because I didn't watch the show.
Fair enough.
But
really
I
don't
wasn't
think it's
really
up your
watching
alley,
the
that's
WB
okay.
or the CW. I do think Lauren Graham is kind of hot though, but
She's
She is.
But I will ask you: is my
Logan.
girl? No, Suki, is that her name?
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. Is she
it looks
coming
like
back?
she's coming back for at least 1 episode.
Okay,
dope.
Yeah.
one of the seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a little controversy surrounding it if she was coming back. There was a whole Twitter thing where she said she wasn't.
Sure.
She's like, I would love to, but I wasn't invited. But
You know how they do on Twitter.
Yeah.
you know how they do on Twitter.
Have us
Exactly.
wondering.
So I'm super excited to pick up with these girls' lives because I love me the Gilmore Girls.
Great. There's so many shows that I'm excited about that are returning, but I'm actually really looking forward to, and it just started. I mentioned earlier, You're the Worst on FX. You're the Worst on FX. It's a critically acclaimed show. It's basically about 2 horrible people who find each other and fall in love, and it seems to be initially a show about 2 bad people doing bad, raunchy, comedic stuff that includes sex and drugs and all kinds of stuff.
Of course.
But when you
Love it.
unpack it,
Of course.
Count me in.
but when you
Yes.
unpack it, you actually get into about why they are both this way and what's happened to them, and it's really this really poignant drama disguised as this raunchy comedy, and it's one of the smartest, funniest things I've seen in a long time. The way it gets you in on one thing, like all the opening scene is like it's sex and drugs. You're like, oh yeah, we're watching, and then by like episode 4 or 5, you're like, what am I watching?
Right.
And so season 1 was great. Season 2 was even more dramatic and dealt with depression in probably one of the most realistic ways I've ever seen. And then season 3 has just started, and they're picking up right where they left off. So I'm really, really excited about more than that. That's my one pick. Is You're the Worst. If you haven't seen it on FX, it's fantastic.
I'm about to check
I had
that
to
out.
check
Yeah.
it out.
So
seen it yet.
I want to ask you, and
Hooking.
I don't want to stay on Fox, and I don't want to stay on I know on Fox, but you mentioned Rosewood with my doppelganger.
Yes. Yes.
That's a show for me. When I saw, I just rolled. My eyes could not roll further back in my head, like a shirtless Morris Chestnut jogging down the beach in Miami. I'm
Saving
Rosewood.
lives. Yeah.
And I was like,
I don't care
this
what
is
it's
gonna
about.
be
Just show me that for an hour.
like,
I'm fine.
Girl,
like, this is
listen.
terrible.
Good with that.
Listen.
Apparently, I'm not the audience.
That's all I got to say. Listen.
Do you watch that show?
I've watched a couple of episodes. I haven't really caught up with it.
Tell me why it's not corny.
It's not corny, A, because it has Morris Chestnut. All right? That's A.
Again,
B,
you're not convincing me.
No, B. I feel like it has a really solid storyline.
Okay.
And for what I've seen, like bits and pieces, like I said, I don't keep up with it. But from what I've seen, if you miss an episode and you catch it the next week, you're like, oh, okay, like you can probably kind of figure
piece
out.
it together.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones that it's, you know how like shows are now, like you have to watch one episode, second episode, third episode to kind of like keep up with it. That's one of those ones that you can kind of jump in wherever you can and then just go back and watch it later.
It's nice to have a show that's easy watching.
Yeah, and
that
that's
you
one
don't
of
have
them.
to like really focus and take notes just to watch
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
That's one of them.
Well,
Did I sell you?
no, but it's okay.
It's kind of how I feel about Grey's Anatomy. I can pick it up at any time and be like,
Yes.
all right,
Yes.
I gotcha.
That's
Fair
a,
enough.
That's
Someone's
a good, that's a good
dying, yeah.
comparison.
Yep.
All right, so let's get to some of these new shows. I do want to let's start with the networks. I mean, it's a lot to cover, so we obviously don't have time to go through every single show. I think I'll kind of talk in a general sense about what the networks are offering, and then I don't know that we'll be able to get to. We're only, just for the record, I think we'll only stick to. We'll talk about the shows, but we'll only talk about the networks only because the fall, the relaunch of the fall TV show is a network construct, really. Like, you know, it was done in the old days because it was the best time to launch advertising and products in the fall, and that's why the TV shows came out then. But now shows are actually being launched and developed all year round. I mean, Amazon has their own thing they do. Netflix is just dropping shows left and right. You know, there was a fall. There used to be the fall, and there was a summer. Now it's year round, but we still have the big fall rollout for the network. So. And ironically, the networks are kind of not in trouble, but, you know, it's a proliferation of Netflix and now Amazon.
Competition's too.
And HBO is still kicking. Cinemax has some great shows. Stars has got original programming. Epix, you know, FX, all the regular cable shows. So the networks who can't really use sex and profanity like these other folks can are really struggling. But what they're relying on is IP and properties that we already know. That's why Fox is doing a lot of things like, starting with Fox, they're bringing back 24 Legacy. With Corey Hawkins, who you may know as Dr. Dre from Straight Outta Compton, and Miranda Otto, who you may know from Homeland, who was fantastic in Homeland. Jimmy Smits, who you know from being Jimmy Smits.
You sure do.
You know, no Jack Bauer, no Kiefer Sutherland as of yet, but I mean, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. So Fox bringing back that. They're also bringing back Lethal Weapon.
Which I'm really excited about. I'm such a Lethal Weapon nerd.
Really?
Oh my god,
Me too.
I loved it.
Surely.
I know. Who
I
knew?
wouldn't have seen that.
Who knew?
Yeah, I love Lethal Weapon too. I'm a little concerned about the rehash,
I'm
the
a little
remake.
nervous about it. So I saw the first promo I saw looked so dark, and I was like, "Well, that's not the Lethal Weapon I know and love," and I was pissed. And then I saw like a 5-minute one. I was like, "Oh, you're kind of funny.
Right.
Okay, I'll give you a shot." Anything for Riggs and Murtaugh.
People forget that Lethal Weapon or R-rated movies, like there were some hard, like, you know, Riggs had guns in his mouth the whole time. Like there was some serious drama, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a lot of comedy. So I think the action comedy drama mix is what they're
Kind
trying
of
to do.
balances out.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to live up to the movies.
Yeah.
But I have high hopes. I'm going to give it a whirl.
So all the stuff that we're familiar with, which I'm starting with. So we have those two which we know. NBC is doing Emerald City, which is clearly based on Wizard of Oz. I have no idea what that show or world. I know it was supposed to come out last year, and it got shelved. So do you guys know anything about like the premise or anything? Have you seen
one?
tape on Emerald City?
City?
No.
So it's still, you know, I know my boy Vincent D'Onofrio, who I love, is playing the wizard. So can't go wrong there.
I think that you can't really go too wrong with things like that, but it could either be so right or it could be so wrong.
So true.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Other stuff is The Exorcist. It's an existing IP. That The Exorcist is coming. That actually looks really, really good and really scary.
It looks scary.
I no
I love
desire
that sort of
to
stuff.
no.
Oh, I'll watch it for you. Don't worry.
Supernatural
I'm all about
shit.
It.
Nah.
Oh, really?
Oh.
He said, oh.
No, actually, I'm okay with like ghosts and supernatural, but when the devil comes around,
Yeah, you got to go. Joe's out of town.
Nah.
Joe's got to go.
when the
devil's
devil,
in town.
yeah,
Yeah. I love it.
yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my God,
Like a
I'm
ghost,
so excited for
like
it.
The Conjuring,
I
a good
love
ghost
this stuff.
story,
Yeah.
or like a slasher film,
God,
like
I
Michael
love a good
Myers.
possession.
Anything
guys.
deeper than that.
That's not cool. But
Joe's
when
not
the
there.
devil's around,
See, that's why
nah.
I love it, because that's really scary shit.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
no, no.
I don't know.
Out.
I'll let you know how it is, guys.
Julia has
so-
to watch it in the daytime.
Yeah.
Fox. This kind of counts as kind of familiar territory, but Pitch is something really good, and it's starring Kylie Bunbury, I think is pronounced her name, and Zach Morris, Mark Paul Gosselaar, with a beard, looking like a catcher. It's basically about it imagines the first female pitcher in the major leagues, and why this is familiar territory is Fox is actually partnering, because they have their deal with Major League Baseball, partnering with Major League Baseball to actually use the stadiums, use all of the real teams, real stadiums. So the thing looks in the shot with like Fox, all the Fox baseball cameras, so it looks like
It's going to be the business.
it looks great, and actually the drama looks good.
The girl looks amazing.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen any of this at all?
Not that one.
Oh my god.
Pitch. Yeah.
Pitch. I'm excited about that. But again, I'm just thinking about these themes of what the networks are doing by bringing us these familiar things. Prison Break is back. Did you guys watch Prison Break the first time around?
No.
Here and
I
there.
hear it's amazing, though.
Okay.
Here
I
and
heard
there.
the first couple seasons were amazing.
It didn't catch my attention, like to keep it watching all the way through.
I'll be honest with you. I was out on Prison Break. I hated it when it first came through. I didn't like the premise. I thought it was goofy. The whole the tattoo. Apparently, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, because
huge following.
the reason why it's back is this is actually a really interesting thing. The reason why this is back is because Netflix has all this like crazy metadata on things on what people watch, and so one of the highest rated shows on Netflix was Prison Break. Like kids, millennials were like discovering Prison Break and binging it. Friends and Prison Break, people cannot get enough of. So,
I can rock with friends.
I know, but it's,
I can rock with friends.
Oh my God.
of course.
Yes.
But like
Recite half
people
the
who are like
episodes.
20 years old now, who weren't even born,
Yeah.
20 years ago when Friends was on,
Yeah.
are loving Friends, but also Prison Break. And so the numbers were so high, and the interest was so high that Fox was like, huh.
Let me get that.
And this is why you have you had a Blind Spot. A tattooed mystery.
It's a treasure map.
It's a treasure map. It's a tattoo. So it's about that kind of research.
Yeah.
It's the research of you taking this data and trying to figure out how to bring this stuff back. So apparently there's so much clamoring for Prison Break on Netflix that they brought the shit back. So
Okay.
I'm wrong. We'll see if it's a hit.
Oh, well, I'll try again. Maybe.
Maybe I'll go to Netflix. I'll watch the original to see if
What
I
I-
want to
what
pick
I-
up the new series.
Now what I don't understand is they spent 4 or 5 seasons breaking out of prison 10 years ago. And they have a new show. They're breaking out of another prison. Like what's?
You just keep breaking out.
It sounds like an episode.
When
but
you gotta go, you gotta go.
It may be a
Get me
season,
out of this place.
but a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 3, the cafeteria. I don't know. I don't know what happens. Anyway, there's that.
So that's on Fox too?
That's on Fox too. Fox is actually doing a lot
They
with this.
swooped it up.
Yeah.
And,
you know what
uh,
I'm stoked about on Fox is Son of Zorn.
Son of Zorn.
That is
Yes.
actually that's on my list.
Yeah, it looks
Of things to-
hysterical.
It did. I had the opportunity to do. My partner Keelan and I did a lot of the work for the EPKs on that, and did a lot of the press stuff for that early on. And that was one of the shows I got to see, like all the Fox shows that were some that were in the bubble and some that made it. And I have to say, all the shows they chose, I thought were great. The shows I would have chose. I'm
Yeah.
not a network executive, but even though I'm not a network executive, Son of Zorn was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
it was
was it?
very funny. It was
It looks like it's gonna be
the
funny.
tone is right. The humor is good.
The mom looks like, what the heck?
It just seems like original programming, something we haven't seen yet. Not your run of the mill like law and medical order, PD,
Yeah.
fire, Hope network show like you always get. So this is something totally original, totally different. It looks hysterical. The promos I saw, at least.
Yeah.
And just again, like just in premise alone, you think of the idea of Jason like a He-Man type figure coming home to his divorced wife, and it's you know,
And
it's
his angsty son.
and his angsty son, and his new black husband, who's Tim Meadows, looking like, what are you doing here, Zorn? And everyone's playing it straight, you know, Zorn. Like, all that stuff is really, really, really funny to me, just in premise alone.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. When does that air? September 25th?
That actually had an early premiere, so the first one already came out, but it's coming out.
Officially September 25th.
September 25th,
Okay.
yeah. Last two things I'll mention, that we can move on, or three. They're doing Training Day is coming to CBS as a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
MacGyver is coming to CBS as a TV show. Time After Time, which is, you know, basically the H.G. Wells thing, which was based on a movie from 1979, which I liked, and also a book, that's coming. And Taken is coming. So
A particular set of skills.
yes. So a lot of There's
like a lot of reboots going on.
I mean, everything I just mentioned was some sort of
adaptations are
familiar
coming back,
IP,
yeah.
you know, or something. But so anyway, so let's of these network shows. And of course, how can I forget? Blacklist Redemption.
Blacklist Redemption.
Yeah,
that's
also
true.
familiar IP.
Tom Keane.
So that's
is
like
my fave.
I think I just mentioned like 15 shows. So
Yeah.
That's how networks are doing it these days. We can't. There's so much competition out there that we have to hook you in with something you already know.
Right.
With a network you already know and trust. So if you like Lethal Weapon? We got Lethal Weapon TV show. You like Training Day? I got Training Day TV show. You know, you like 24? Here's the new 24.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I don't blame them for that. What of the new shows are you excited about, Allie?
I'm a CBS and Fox girl.
Okay.
They have a show called Great Indoors. It's with Joel McHale from The Soup, and so it's a reporter an adventure reporter. He's like managing all these like millennials that are like doing social media journalism.
Perfect.
And so he's like ran up a freaking wall. So that should be interesting. And then these two comedies.
I love Joel McHale.
I love Joel McHale too.
He's great.
It seems very reminiscent to
Community.
Brooke Shields' Suddenly Susan. Remember that
Yes.
show?
Oh, yeah,
Where
yeah.
she was running the magazine. It's sort of,
Yes.
you know, I watched the promo too.
And
It
I
had the
actually-
same sort of layout, the same sort of vibe, which was a
Right.
great show. It lasted for many seasons.
And it's crazy you say that because I was reading something about it when it had first kind of got in the pilot stage and they compared it to that. So
Oh,
it's
did
funny
they?
that you said
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then there's two more shows. Man with a Plan. It's a dad taking a new look on like parenting. His wife is going back to work, so he's at home doing daddy duty. So that's gonna be funny.
It's all CBS?
Yes, all CBS.
yes.
And then
That's,
Kevin can
with
Matt.
Joey Tribbiani, Matt LeBlanc.
Matt
There
Yes,
we go.
Matt LeBlanc.
Bring
and
it back
then,
to friends.
Poor
Yes,
Matt LeBlanc.
yes. My
He's
boo.
like, I'm not Joey.
Yeah.
Poor Matt LeBlanc. He was amazing on episodes.
Yeah.
He was hysterical on
No, I
that
mean,
show.
and he's also mega wealthy, rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
believe
let's
it.
not
Let's not crap
cool
Matt
it off.
LeBlanc.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Matt LeBlanc.
We love you, Matt.
Yeah.
Do.
Okay, and then the last one is Kevin Can Wait with Kevin James.
Yep.
Newly retired police officer. I'm a police officer's kid, so this
Right.
kind of resonated with me. But anyways, newly retired officer, and he's spending time with his family now that he has so much time for because he's not doing anything
Right.
cop related anymore. So, yeah.
So you're you're a CBS girl and a CBS comedy girl yourself.
Yeah, kind of like.
And these are because none of these shows are. Do you know if the Joel McHale show is single camera, or is it like a 3-camera set like Kevin Can Wait?
I think it's going to be more so on the lawns of
Okay.
Kevin Can Wait.
Okay,
So,
'cause CBS is doing that. That's all they really do, right?
Yeah, and all these shows, like I said, two of the last shows that I just mentioned, Man with the Plan and Kevin Can Wait. I mean, it's the same storyline, just like
Right.
a different situation. One's a cop, one's not. You know, so CBS is really
3
family
cameras.
oriented and very like stick to the plan type situation.
Yep.
There's another show with a mom, a girl. She's a producer, and her mom is an intern at the news station that she just started working
Oh.
at. So that's gonna be interesting too. I forget
Okay.
what that's on.
Is that CBS as well?
I don't know if it's CBS.
Okay.
No, it's NBC. Great News
Okay.
is what it's
Oh,
called.
Great News, okay.
Those are my
CBS
top 4.
CBS also has a show that looked kind of interesting. I didn't really look at it in depth, called Pure Genius with Dermot Mulroney.
Yes.
Sort of, from what I could gather, it's like this the Silicon Valley young tech magnate, you know, one of those huge
They love the millennials
bajillionaires.
this
They
time around.
really do.
Networks love the millennials. So
And
yeah.
the show, I guess he builds a hospital. I guess it turns out
Yeah,
he
because
has a disease.
yes, so
that
he
is
takes this
incurable.
guy. He takes this guy that has all this money and all these great ideas, Silicon Valley kind of like guy, and they join together to make this like social hospital.
Yeah.
So it's kind of dope. I saw that
it's
too.
a very techie, very medical drama.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm always looking for my new ER because that was
Yeah.
like one of my favorites
Sure.
of all time. But this, you know, definitely is updated. It looks like it has a lot of heart. You know,
Gives you a
lot
break
of
from
tear
grades,
jerkers.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Anything. But, you
Yeah.
know, really interesting technology that's going on in the medical field, sort of bringing it to the forefront and telling interesting stories that way. And I love Dermot Mulroney.
Well,
Agreed.
here's what I'll say to you, ladies.
Say it.
CBS for me.
Oh my gosh.
Not even Bull?
I'm
said,
out.
"Bullsh."
And again, what do I know? Because CBS has been the #1 network for like the last 8 years
It
running,
has.
and their comedies and dramas are legendary and stalwarts, and that's all great. But I just and I'm also probably the oldest person here by far, so I should be watching CBS because I'm a senior citizen.
Oh god.
Your
But
nice recliner and your lazy boy?
yes, but I'm not with it at all. Like I'm kind of breezing through none of this stuff. Like at CBS, you know, Training Day. Maybe I want to check it out, but I'm not because Bill Paxton. I'm not hopeful. I should say that.
Do you do comedy, Joe?
No,
Not at all.
no.
You look like you made. I don't know.
Well, like I'm a Morris
You look
Chestnut.
like you like to laugh
style
a little
comedian.
bit. Marlon Wayans has a show coming out.
Not on CBS though.
No, it's on
See?
NBC.
No, the
but
point
it's
that I'm
following
making. No,
his
I like
life.
comedies. No, I do like comedy,
Yeah.
and I do. I'm in television for a living. I do write and produce TV. But I gotta say, and now CBS will never hire me. But no, you know, it's that. I'm just doing a quick breeze here through all the CBS stuff. I don't Pure Genius. You mentioned that one. I'm
Yeah.
out on. I was looking at. Oh, in Bull, I'm out on Man with a Plan, MacGyver, Kevin Can Wait. Okay, you know I like Kevin James, but the next guy, The Great Indoors, I get it. Joe McHale. I'm out. I'm out. Oh, my girl Katherine Heigl in Doubt.
Doubt. Yeah.
She's got a nice leather jacket and a
I can't with
turtleneck.
her.
No.
I can't with her.
See,
I can't.
I'm out. Like I got nothing. But I will say Bull. I know nothing about. You know, I guess where my man's from, but this is where he's from, NCIS.
For over a decade.
Yeah, Michael Weatherly, and apparently this is based on Dr. Phil McGraw's early days as a jury selector. What is
Yeah,
it?
he had a trial analysis corporation.
Yeah,
which
so-
all had to do with jury selection and manipulation
Sure.
and building up your client to appease whatever the jury selection has become.
Sounds really boring.
That
Doesn't sound too boring to me.
I don't know.
you're in a Bull. Just say
know.
it.
Give it a whirl.
You know,
I don't know.
don't back me. You're in on it.
I'm gonna give it a whirl. Michael Weatherly from the promo looked very charming and very
Yeah,
fun.
good.
And it just cracks me up that Dr. Phil himself is one of the writers and makes him a womanizing Mr. Charmer. The ladies
Hey.
just can't
Hey.
say no to him.
Dr. Phil said he got to expand his coin game.
Yeah, exactly.
Need some coins over here, coins
Yes.
up here, coins up there.
I think it's
I
going
don't
to
like
get
the courtroom
fine.
drama as much as the next guy, but I just feel like this is adding a different element
Sure.
to it.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad about
But
that.
I mean,
I'm
I
not
was
mad at that.
reading the synopsis on IMDb. I wrote some of it down. It cracked me up. When they're talking about his team, like they include his quick-witted brother-in-law Benny Cullen, who plays a defense attorney in mock trials, Melissa Morgan, a cutting-edge neuro-linguist expert at the department. I was like, okay, guys,
Cutting edge
Neurolinguist.
neurolinguist.
Blah.
Okay.
Like some of these, I will say some of these
First
descriptions.
tough but relatable investigator. All right.
Yeah, they really they do.
Please watch us.
They
Please.
do. Yeah, they do
Good
put
baby.
a lot of extras on these
My
these
God.
descriptions. But okay, cool.
Just building a team of specialists.
Let's
what
move
we
over.
do.
Let's move over to NBC because NBC, you know, they've got stuff.
Yeah.
The Good Place.
Well, let's talk about The Good Place.
The Good Place.
The Good Place is a show with Ted Danson
Yes.
and
Kristen Bell.
and Kristen Bell,
Yes.
who I'm very excited about. It's from Mike Schur, who is super smart and funny, and this one feels like a hit all over the place.
Yes.
You're excited about it.
I am very excited about it, and I'm gonna be doing the show here
Oh.
too, so I'm super
fun.
excited about
Okay.
it. But she plays Eleanor. Eleanor is this girl that just has done a lot of messed up things. Like she's
Right.
just a bad person,
Right.
and so now it's like her kind of. She's doing it all over again, the right way, but
Right.
it all takes place not on here on earth; it's in heaven.
Oh.
So she's getting a crack at
Oh, that's
life again.
what the fork is all about.
Yes. So
Wait,
yeah.
is it a different reality in heaven?
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. It's going to be different. I think it's going to do very well.
Yeah, like it looks really smart and funny.
Oh, she's so
And she's so-
relatable, personable.
yeah.
Everybody loves them some Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Julie, I forgot to ask you. I know I asked Allie, but before we go back to NBC, like what are you looking forward to in general? What shows are you looking forward to besides Bull? And
Well, I knew we were gonna stick just with networks, but
no,
I mean,
no, go
Netflix
whatever.
has some.
Yeah, no, go.
Netflix has this show called The Crown coming out.
Oh.
And I might be the most boring person in the world. It's very possible, but I love me a period piece, a period drama. And this is about the
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, this is about the rise of Queen Elizabeth as a 25-year-old as she's about to be. Oh, stop it, Braswell!
Wait. Get the drill.
But it's created by Peter Morgan, who also is the creator of The Queen and Last King in Scotland
Sure.
and Frost Nixon.
Great
So
movies.
he does incredible movies,
Yeah.
incredible writer, and he does such in-depth research. I'm a history buff, so I love this sort of
So
stuff.
you can wake
Yeah.
up. He may do right this time.
You know what?
It's also one of the most expensive shows that's ever been shot. It's over $5 million an episode. It's
Whoa.
already
Again,
done
so was
for
Marco
other-
Polo. Marco Polo is one of the most expensive show ever made for Netflix, and it was doo doo.
But it has your boy Matt Smith.
I do
It
like Matt
has John
Smith.
Lithgow.
I do like John
Come
Lithgow.
on, these are heavy hitters. These are real actors,
I-
guys.
I'm-
This is
I'm
Kevin
real-
J. Todd all over.
I'm still over here
Come
tripping off
on,
a
this
$5
is
million
the real
episode.
deal.
$5 million an episode?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
These
Kind
are
of budget.
actors. These are thespians.
I'm actually, I will surprise you and say that I'm actually excited about this. Actually, I teased you about it on
I
the phone
know.
yesterday, but I'm actually very excited about this.
It just looks so like rich and compelling, and
And then they catch her in her prime, 25.
Yeah,
I'm 25.
you know how-
You living good at 25.
I mean, QE
too.
How many
Andrew
times,
Churchill. Come on, guys.
All right.
This is real. You know what? History. It's better than fiction. Truth is better than fiction.
Sure.
This is real stories. This really happened.
All right.
I'm super excited.
Okay.
I'm also really lame.
No, you're fine. What else? So this and
That I'm kind of interested in the Woody Allen show.
yeah,
Crisis
coming
in Six Scenes.
coming to Amazon.
Yeah, coming to Amazon.
Okay.
Takes place in the 60s. It's just a half hour each one. It's, 60s turbulent times, United States. I don't really know too much about what it is. I know that they have, Woody Allen and his family have a visitor who is played by Miley Cyrus, who sort of turns things upside down. But visually, it looks really interesting. The thing about Woody Allen is that he always makes the location a character in his shows. So I like to see how he's going to portray the area itself. There were also some really funny scenes with this book club of like women in their 50s and 60s and 1960s about burning their bras and bringing quarts of pig's blood and protesting, and it just was cracking
Right.
me up. He did say that he had kind of an awful time doing it. This
Sure.
is his first foray into
Yeah.
television.
Yeah.
He thought it would be super easy, super quick, just something he
Not.
could do in between his movies. And he was
Yeah.
like, this was miserable.
Yeah.
It took me forever.
Great Awakening.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's he's one of the old school movie guys who stays away from TV because it's beneath them, and TV is just an art form that's not that great, and that's shifted. Like TV is
I was
where
like,
it's
hell,
at.
might as well.
And so directing a television show these days is not easy.
No.
So that's that. Really quick, what I love right now, there's a show coming to Cinemax. Who's done a lot of good genre fiction stuff. They did Banshee and some others, but like this show called Quarry coming, which is kind of like the new Banshee in my opinion, and it's a detective story, and it looks really, really good, really interesting. So, but I'm also really super in love with Atlanta right now. Atlanta is
Oh my God.
Atlanta's
sent a
like the
rush
best
through
show
me.
on TV right now.
You just sent a rush through me.
Something just happened over here.
Oh my God, I love Atlanta. And my sister actually watched it first. My sister Breezy, she was like, hey, listen, you have got to
Breezy.
watch this show. And I was like, Breezy, I don't want to do that. I don't know. Atlanta, it is so good.
No, it's fantastic. It's great. It's
Have
great
you
for
watched it?
Not yet.
you need
Girl,
to watch it.
But I'm really excited. It's
You
on
got
my
to-
DVR.
You
I
got
can't
to
wait.
get it.
It's great for a lot of reasons, but obviously it looks amazing. It's shot great. Like they're not filmmakers doing television is always good because it kind of reminds me of True Detective, and your shot selection is always going to be amazing. So, but it's also the way they get you into this world of the world of not just Atlanta, but the specificity of that world is really, really interesting. I mean, he said he wanted to do Twin Peaks with rappers, and it feels that way, has that sort of slow burn, but it's super funny and dramatic, but the humor is not, especially for black folks,
Yeah.
like the humor is not all, in your face or out of place. It's all
so subtle.
dry.
Yeah.
Subtle and dry.
Yeah.
I think no one's expression changes the whole, they all like
Right.
look at each other, cracking jokes.
It makes it really homey feeling. Like if you're
Yeah.
if you're Southern, like you understand that like feeling. It feels like home. It feels like family. Like
Right.
it's like this is what you see in your hood every day. You know?
And some serious shit is happening.
Yeah.
And then some funny stuff happens. And I like the stuff that makes you don't know how to feel while you're watching it. Like everything's so telegraphed. You're supposed to okay, now I'm supposed to laugh. Now I'm supposed to cry. Like Louis C.K. does a great job of this kind of stuff. It also is very. It's like a weird Spike Lee, Woody Allen kind of mashup in tone. And I was just talking about this with Akili. It's interesting how these guys now, like whether it's Chris Rock, loud, boisterous, brilliant comic. The only thing he wants to do is make Woody Allen movies, like make Woody Allen somebody who loves Woody Allen. Aziz Ansari loves Woody Allen. His show Master of None is very subtle like that. Louis C.K. comedian. His show also very Woody Allen. This is another. It's really really great, and it's hip hop. It's the South. It's Atlanta. It's black folks, and it's smart and it's funny. And it's not just for black folks. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
And it is. I can't recommend the show enough.
And
Sorry.
you talked about the same kind of elements too with the Queen Sugar, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's the same type elements flowing through. Really family oriented. It's for everybody, and everybody can relate. I love it.
Yeah, I can't love it more enough. I can't love that show anymore. Anyway, okay, this is we were God, we're running short of time. I do want to hit NBC. We just run through Chicago Justice. Another Chicago. This is retreads. Chicago Justice. If any of these you guys are excited about, let me know. Emerald City we mentioned. The Good Place we're excited about. Great News you mentioned.
Yes.
Not too many dramas for NBC.
Well, they have
Marlon's coming, which is a sitcom based on Marlon.
Not excited about it. We'll see.
We'll see. And then I think Powerless and Timeless, right?
and This Is Us.
Oh, this
This
is
Is Us.
They have just been beating over our heads.
Hello, because every time you drive down the
my
boulevard, every time you drive
God.
down, it's everywhere.
So I can't really get too much of an idea of what it is. It just feels like the new
do.
Parenthood
Yeah.
to me.
That's what
where
they put it
they're
to.
going to like track its success. I was saying to you the other night, track its success by the amount of tears that are collected at the end of every episode
In the
across
jar.
America.
I will say this. That was one of the shows that we worked on. It's because it's a Fox produced show, even though it's on NBC. So it's one of the shows we worked on. And I will say that it's really, really good. And it does something. I don't want to spoil anything, but it does something in the pilot that is a very much like a Sixth Sense-y kind of like, moment. And it's kind of what sets up the series.
All right. Well, I know that they all have the same birthday, and it's 4 different people or 4 different. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it on September 20th.
Okay, anyway, but yeah, so it's that.
You gotta watch.
But it just looks like such a tearjerker.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I
Pulling on my
watched Parenthood.
heartstrings.
I'm not gonna lie.
I watched it too.
I cried.
I cried every freaking
Friday Night
episode.
Lights,
Yeah.
all that shit. So, all right. ABC really quickly, because we only got a few minutes left. American Housewife with my girlfriend Katie Mixon, who I have a crush on, of course.
That looks kind of funny, actually. American
I mean,
Housewife.
we'll
look
see.
cute.
I like her. I like her a lot.
Speechless on ABC too.
Speechless.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love Minnie Driver. That one looks interesting, actually.
The
Yeah.
two on ABC though, Designated Survivor, the Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
Transportation secretary, whatever he is, who becomes president. Very Jack Bauer in the White House kind of
Yep.
thing.
the
Conviction
world.
with Haley Atwell, who already had her on hold, assuming her the show didn't get canceled, which it did. So she was in first position for this and got this show.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be as an actor, by the way. Be on a show, already on a show, and then have be first position for another show.
Got to get your life
Just in
together.
case.
Just
I
a
mean,
backup plan. Plan A, B, C, D.
I love Haley Atwell.
Yeah.
I want the best for her. I don't know about this show so much. I don't know about Conviction so much, but maybe she can pull it out.
We'll see.
A
and
former
Tad
first
confirms.
daughter turned district attorney.
Honey, all of these political motivated shows,
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
Downward Dog and Alan Thompson looks like it's a comedy. And I think that's it. Imaginary Mary, another comedy with Jenna Elfman, who I love also. So, I mean, ABC's got a couple of... ABC's doing well. And Notorious, of course, for ABC as well. What else? In CW, just really quickly, Riverdale, and they've got something else called No Tomorrow. And
They're just holding it down with their returning shows. That Legends of Tomorrow and Jane the Virgin.
Yep, yep, and all the DC universe, the Berlantiverse, Flash, and Green Arrow, and
Also,
Legends.
Supernatural coming
and
back for its 12th season.
Yes, and your husband's very happy about that. That's
I
great.
love
Supernatural.
Supernatural. Me and my boyfriend Jared Padalecki. I'll post the picture later, guys. We're in love. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We're in love.
So what do we so that's it. So we kind of went through all the networks, and that's what happened. We talked about some of our favorites, but before we get out of here, what are we united in excitement about? We all are excited about. I forgot what. Oh, so the which
Man, was it Man with the Plan?
Man with the Plan, right? Like you said, you want to see that one, and then what was the one that you said that we all said we liked? There's another one.
Oh God, we've talked about so many.
I know. So anyway,
Son of Zorn, we all wanted to
Son of
watch.
Zorn.
Son of
Okay,
Zorn.
all right.
That was a big one for us.
And of
Yeah,
course,
absolutely.
Empire.
This Is Us, we're gonna look at.
Okay. All right. Well,
You know, we'll be watching Blacklist.
And you're going to watch Atlanta.
right.
Yes, I am. It's on my DVR. I just haven't gotten to it
I
yet.
can't recommend it enough. Okay, so before we get out of here, like, what are your final thoughts and your final must watch or recommendations, thoughts, anything, Julia?
I mean, I talked about the ones that I personally was excited about. You know, Gilmore Girls, which I know a lot of people are excited about.
Yep.
The Crown, because I'm a nerd.
Yep.
You know, those are some of the ones I'm really excited about. This Is Us. I'm in for a good tearjerker. Bull, I'll give a whirl. You know, Lethal Weapon, I really want to see.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so that's
Allie?
where I am.
Great Indoors, Man with a Plan, Kevin Can Wait, Speechless, Great News, and The Good Place, and of course Atlanta
Okay, yes.
and Empire.
For me, I mentioned You're the Worst, Atlanta, of course. I mentioned check out Quarry on Cinemax, but also I think Netflix is winning. If you guys want to go back and check out stuff like The Get Down with the Baz Luhrmann, The Get Down was good. We didn't talk about it all, but obviously Stranger Things was fantastic.
Stranger Things was amazing.
Netflix is you can't really go wrong with Netflix.
I'm excited about their documentary, the Amanda Knox documentary.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, called
Yes.
Believe Her. I love me some true crime stuff. So.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm
Sure.
excited.
I could fool
about
with you
that.
on that. There,
All right.
Designated Survivor
We'll have
on
a date.
ABC.
We'll watch it together.
Pitch on Fox. Designated Survivor on NBC. I guess Bull on CBS.
Allie is out on Bull.
Kevin Can Wait with CBS.
Kevin Can Wait on
There we go.
CBS. All right. That's all we got. Yeah, feel free to check us out on Twitter and Instagram, and in the comment section of the YouTube. Tell us what your favorite shows are, what you're looking forward to. I'm sorry, we need actually a series. We need like a mini series of these to actually go through and talk about all the shows. So maybe we'll come back and talk about some cable shows or talk about some streaming shows. But this is just kind of an overview for you. So that's all we got. Julia, where can the kids find you?
Find me on Twitter and on Instagram with my name, Julia Cearley, JuliaCearley. Follow me.
Cool.
Awesome. And you can follow me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff at Allie the Pub.
Oh, and you can find me on Snapchat at JKBraz, on Instagram at Joe K. Braswell, on Twitter as well at Joe K. Braswell, and also here doing the Blacklist with Julia
We'll be here
and
on
Bates
Fridays.
Motel and some other stuff. And,
And Monday with The Good Place.
Monday with the Good Place for you.
Yes.
And so we're looking forward to all that stuff. And Queen Sugar, we got to check out Queen Sugar.
And Queen Sugar on Wednesdays.
That's it. Queen Sugar on Wednesdays. That's it. Thank you for joining us. For Allie and Julia, I'm Joe Braswell. We'll see you next time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.